Hello, welcome back to Flute Salad. Welcome to a tier list. Today we are going to be ranking every episode of modern Doctor Who. Uh, that goes up to Joy to the World, but their series, or season 2, is not here. Why is Joy to the World here twice? 3 times. You know what? Let's not let's not question it. Let's just start, and we're gonna start. I don't know if these are in order. I assume they're supposed to be. Let's start at the very beginning with Rose. Now, Rose is an S tier episode. I mean, it's not the best of the best of the best. It's not peak fiction, which I haven't put the N on. It's okay. It's a little. It's not peak fiction. It's very good. It establishes the character, it establishes the show beautifully, brilliantly. This is how you start a show. S tier, end of the world, amazing. Slightly guilty pleasure of mine. It's not amazing. Nice story it's trying to tell with the world, expanding, and how the Doctor ties that back into Gallifrey being gone and all that stuff. I really do like that sort of correlation link there. Maybe not the best episode, but I love it. I really do. Unquiet Dead, again, unpopular opinion. I love Unquiet Dead. It's spooky. It's our first proper spooky Doctor Who episode we get in the modern series. It's... I just really like it. I think it's really great. I don't know why people don't like it. People are like, oh, it's boring, it's boring. No, the tension in it is great throughout. There's some brilliant tension from start to finish. It's beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful episode, run by Mark Gatiss. So I love it. Now we get on to the farting aliens. And I've actually recently rewatched this, and it wasn't that bad. I'm going to put them both together. They weren't awful. They weren't the best episodes of Doctor Who ever made, but the social commentary of, evil skin-wearing politicians trying to destroy the world. I mean, that's nice, isn't it? And I like how sort of campy it is, and I like the weird little pig alien thing that's there, and it introduces Harriet Jones. It does a lot of stuff, these 2 episodes. So they're not amazing. They're not the best things ever made, but I think they're pretty alright. And they do the job they're trying to do, and that's really what matters. Now, Dalek is peak fiction. This was actually, I don't know if you know, it's based on a Big Finish audio. I've listened to that as well, actually. Jubilee, I think it's called Jubilee. I can't actually remember. It's based on that. Both are incredible. I need to sneeze. Beautiful episode. Beautiful story. Incredibly threatening. Shows that one, I don't think, honestly, in the entire show, since here, and even really before here, apart from maybe Genesis of the Daleks, or even just the Daleks, I don't think Daleks are ever as good as they are here ever again. Long game, it's fine. It's kind of boring, but ties into the finale well. It's a nice thing. It's C, I guess. Does the job. Father's Day, peak fiction. Father's Day is incredible. It's a beautiful story. It's executed perfectly. It really sort of shows that you can't just go back in time and change stuff, and you get to see a bit of the Doctor's darker side in this one as well. And he's like, don't touch the babe, But he's like, he's really strong about that, and he says like, there's a man in the world that's alive. There is nothing more important than that. I can't remember the exact line, but that's a beautiful line. It's just a beautiful story. I mean, do we really need to? I don't even need to explain these 2, do I? Incredible. Boomtown's actually really good as well. I might put it in A. I think it's better than these ones. I don't think it's quite on par with Rose or the peak fiction gang that we've got up here. But it is actually a really nice tale, and there's a good question about morality, and that scene where they're in the diner is amazing and beautiful, and yeah, it's just a fun watch, that one. I forgot the name of this episode. Bad Wolf? Is it Bad Wolf and Parting of the Ways? I think so. I actually can't remember. I actually really like this one. I'm going to put it in an S. I know a lot of people prefer the finale. I really like this one, and I kind of do prefer it to the finale. I'm going to put finale in S though anyway. It's beautiful. The thing with all the games and the Doctor being in Big Brother is hilarious. And how the person's getting evicted, everyone else is freaking out, and he just doesn't care. It's beautiful. And then that scene with the Daleks at the end, and he's like, "I'm gonna rescue her." Incredible. And this whole bit here where he's talking to the Dalek, oh, and then Rose comes up and he saves her. And there's that bit with Rose, and she's what happened to Russell? I mean, come on, this man was cooking out peak after peak. We love this episode. New Earth, see, I don't really like New Earth. I think it's interesting. I think it's nice we watch Cassandra back. Where is, there's no Christmas Invasion. Christmas Invasion would probably be in, probably C, to be honest. I don't really like Christmas Invasion. I don't really like Series 2 as a whole, to be honest. It's a very sort of mid-range series for me. Yeah, no, New Earth is fun. I like Chip. I think he's called Chip. And I like the whole thing with Cassandra at the end, and we tie up Cassandra's story properly. And he gets his first proper Doctor moment, and he's like, "I'm the Doctor, and I saved them," but it's just a bit boring. It's not really one I'd like to rewatch. Tooth and Claw, I actually quite like Tooth and Claw. I'm going to put it in A. A or B? I'm going to put it in A. I really like Tooth and Claw. I think at the time, some of the effects have not aged great. At the time, this was the most terror. I didn't watch this episode for so long because it fucking traumatized me as like a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, however old I was. But incredible episode. I really do like this one. Good comedy. Now, School Reunion, S tier, Sarah Jane, my absolute goat. The Krillitanes are brilliant. That discussion where they're walking around the pool, and he's like, "If I don't like it, then it will stop." Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Girl in the Fireplace. Controversial take. Girl in the Fireplace. B tier. No, it's not better than. It's better than. It's on par at least with Tooth and Claw. I'm gonna put it in A. It's. I don't know. People get really sad about the ending. Get really involved. What the hell is this? I don't want you. Can you go away? Go away, please. I'm trying to... Okay. Yeah, I've got to wait 15 seconds to get rid of this advert. Who put an advert right on the middle of the screen? Can I... Thank you. Well, there you go. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, no, people get really sad about the end. I kind of don't care about her. I'll be honest. These two are kind of mid. I don't really care about them. And that one's alright. And these two, okay. I used to really not enjoy this two-parter. I recently rewatched it. A tier. I don't think it's best of the best. People think these are some of the best of the best. Like, this is the best two-parter ever. No. I think it's a brilliant two-parter. I don't think it's an amazing two-parter. A lot of it is just kind of the same walking around, but the mystery and the tension of the beast. We are the Legion of the Beast. Incredible. But I don't think it's on par with Empty Child, Doctor Dances, or even really Father's Day, to be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. This one is a slightly guilty pleasure of mine, and I would rather watch this than the Cyberman two-parter. Oh god, where'd I put it? It's definitely not good, right? I want that to be very clear. It is a bad episode of Doctor Who, but it's kind of fun, you know. Same for Fear Her. It's kind of fun. I'd rather rewatch this than the Cybermen two-parter or New Earth or Long Game, because there's something going on. It's more engaging than them. Yeah, maybe it's probably worse than all of them, but at least there's something going on. Army of Ghosts. I think it's A. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's best of the best of the best. When I was younger, actually, I used to skip this one just to watch Doomsday. I don't think it's incredible. I think the setting's really good. The whole thing with the ghosts is really creepy, and it turns out to be the Cybermen. But there's a lot of good in this episode, but there's not a lot of amazing. This episode is in peak fiction purely because of Dalek Sec. Next question. Same deal. I love Smith and Jones. I think Smith and Jones is one of the best episodes of TV ever to exist. Smith and Jones is incredible. The Dune are incredible. The setting is incredible. It's paced brilliantly. It introduces you to Martha and her whole family and her whole vibe in the first 2 minutes. And and it's not overwhelming, and you get to know her whole family at the beginning and at the end, and Martha's theme. I mean, it should be up here just for Martha's theme alone. That is a gorgeous piece of music. Shakespeare Code is fine. Shakespeare Code is fine. Gridlock is alright. I quite like these. Controversial take. These are going in A. The Dalek two-parter, Series 3, I do actually really like. I really enjoy. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people really, really, really don't like it. I love it. I love the sassy Daleks. I like the pig slaves. I like Andrew Garfield. I just like the setting. I like it. You know what? Screw you. It's my list. I do what I want. Lazarus Experiment is, yeah, it's alright in it. 42, again. Another guilty pleasure of mine. I'm going to put it in A. I'm not going to put it in S. I'll put it in B. It's good. It's just a standard, solid episode of Doctor Who. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's the best episode of Doctor Who ever written. It's just very standard. It's a very standard, bog standard, this is your episode of Doctor Who. This is your monster of the week. But sometimes you need a monster of the week. You know? And I like the concept of the living sun that's angry. I know, it's just a solid episode of Doctor Who, and I really like it. Now, we do not even... Oh, shit. We do not even need to question. I'm not going to... Oh, no. Come back. Come back. Come back. Where did it go? Oh, good. It remembered. We do not even need to question. This two-parter is incredible. You've got... What's-his-face? Incredible performance. It's just... Oh, I don't even need to comment. It's just, you know, if you've seen this, you know. You know, Blink, controversial take, C tier. I do not care for Blink. I love the Weeping Angels. I think they're a really cool villain. I think they're a really creative villain. I just don't really care for Blink. I think it's a good episode, but people go, it's the best. Honestly, I think the reason this is so low is because of how much people gas it up and how much that annoys me. Is it better than this? Absolutely. Is it better than this? Absolutely. Is it better than these? Absolutely. Is it better than probably most of the stuff that I've got higher than it? Absolutely. Do I just kind of not really rewatch it and don't really like it that much and don't really find that much enjoyment from it? Yes, so it's going there. Now we get to the good stuff. S tier, S tier, A tier. Incredible story. I love Utopia. Derek Jacobi is incredible, and I wish we got more than him. And I love Chan Tho, and Jack comes back, and it's an amazing story at the end of the world and humanity's last hope. It's a beautiful, beautiful tale. Sound of the drums, incredibly high tension throughout. I really, really like Sound of the Drums. The reason the last episode, I'm actually going to move it down to A, I still think it's an amazing episode. I really enjoy it. This three-parter I think is incredible. The reason I'm putting this in A is it's just not really as engaging for me, whereas this you get reintroduced to the Master and the whole setting I really enjoy. Same with this, you get the John Sims Master, and it's really great, and it sets up some really high tensions, and then this one's just kind of, oh, the Doctor's in a cage for 30 minutes. You know, I do find enjoyment out of it, and I think it wraps it up well. It's definitely not my favourite. Now we get on to the good stuff. Peak fiction, no comment needed. Peak fiction, no comment needed. Peak fiction, no comment needed. It's alright. I'll put them in A, actually. I'll put them in A. I enjoy the Sontaran two-parter. They're not the best of Series 4, definitely. But they're definitely not the worst Doctor Who episode we've got. We've got some of them to come. But it's just... yeah. It's not amazing, it's not awful, it's good, it's good. It's a solid, 7 out of 10, right? There's nothing bad that really happens in them, but it's not amazing. Now, Doctor's Order I kind of really don't enjoy. I'm actually going to put that in D. I just don't really find it engaging. I think it's really boring. I think it's a really boring episode of Doctor Who. It's just people walking around. I'm not really interested in that. Unicorn and the Wasp, Controversial take, peak fiction. It's written by an absolute arsehole, horrible individual. But it's really fun. It's just fun, light-hearted, campy Doctor Who fun, and I really enjoy it. It's kind of a comfort episode of Doctor Who, really, this one. It's just fun. It's a fun little time, and I really enjoy Unicorn and the Wasp, and no one's going to stop me saying the otherwise. Again, this whole run here, I don't think I need to comment on why they're all in peak fiction. This Hobbit here, even Stolen Earth and Journey's End, I think is the best. These few... Oh, they don't have the specials. Oh, I guess I'm just counting the normal episodes and not the specials for some reason. Anyway, no, this run of Doctor Who from really here all the way up until here, it hasn't been topped. I've watched all of the classic series, I've watched all of the one series. It hasn't been topped. This little run here, every episode is amazing, and I'm not even going to comment on it. I'm not even going to comment. Same for the 11th hour. 11th hour is incredible. I love the 11th hour. Beast Below is like... it's like a C in it. Again, it's not awful. I think it's really interesting, you know, with the Beast Below and the Smilers and all that. I think it's a really interesting story. It's just... it's a bit boring. Now, again, another controversial take. I really like this one. I'm putting it in S. I don't know, something about Victory of the Daleks I just find so much enjoyment out of, and I have no idea what it is, but I just happily sit down and watch it any day of the week. Again, it's a very sort of comfort episode. These Weeping Angel 2-parter I'm also going to put in S. Yeah, I don't really know why, it's just really good episode. You got River coming back, River and the Weeping Angels, and it was the first ones that Matt Smith filmed. Knocks it out the park right out the gate. Yeah, no, they're just really good. They're just really good. It's just solid. It's just really solid fun. Same with Vampire and Venice, honestly. I'm going to put them in A. I don't think it's quite on par with, you know, some of the stuff we've got higher up here. But again, it's just a very, very solid episode of Doctor Who. And, you know, you kind of get Rory sort of dealing with the Doctor and Amy. And quite rightly, too, after what happened at the end of this one. Yeah, no, it's just really good, solid fun. Amy's Choice, peak fiction. I adore Amy's Choice. I love the Dream Lord. I love the is it a dream, is it real life? Or you're going to face two deadly dangers in both. I think it's brilliant. I think some of the relationship between the Dream Lord and Rory is incredible, especially considering the Dream Lord is a sort of amalgamation of the Doctor. And they sort of have a lot of that beef. I think it's actually really good. It's like, if you die in the dream, you wake up in reality. Don't ask what happens if you die in reality. Or no, he says, ask what happens if you die in reality. And Rory goes, what happens? He goes, you die, stupid. That's why it's called reality. Hilarious. I love it. A Silurian two-parter, I think is a solid B. I don't think it's quite A tier. I don't think it's the best of the best. I don't think it's the best episodes Doctor Who has ever conjured up. But it's also far from the worst. It's just kind of a standard episode. Again, it's sort of on par with 42. Same writer, it's Chris Chibnall. It's just sort of standard episode of Doctor Who. And, you know, that's kind of all there really is to it. It's just, yeah, it's alright, innit? It's a good watch. Not an amazing watch. Vincent and the Doctor, I think is really good. I'm not going to put it in S tier, though. It is carried by the whole mental health aspect, and I think that is executed really well. And that little talk they have at the end where the Doctor's like, every life is a pile of good things and bad things, and we definitely added to the pile of good things. That whole story, I think, is a really good way of explaining mental health and, you know, more darker sides of things, of life, to younger audiences. You gotta remember, you know, it's a very heavy younger audience. I mean, I was 5 or 6 when it came out. And, you know, when all that happens and he's still dead at the end of it, and the Doctor says to Amy, you know, and she's like, oh, he still killed himself, we didn't make a difference at all. And the Doctor said, no, we definitely made a difference. You know, every life is a pile of good things and bad things, and we definitely added to the pile of good things. I think that is a really beautiful way of... oh, fuck it, I'll put it in this. I think that is a really beautiful way of explaining it to a younger audience. And I just think it's, you know, even even to more mature and older audiences, I just think it's a really, really good tale. The Lodger is a guilty pleasure of mine, and it's going in A. It's not really that good, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine, and it's going in A. Slightly controversial take. These two episodes are really good, but I don't really want to rewatch them, if that makes sense. I can find good enjoyment from them, but not want to go, oh, I really fancy watching an episode of Doctor Who. I'm going to watch the Pandorica two-parter. That's not really me personally. I think it's a really good two-parter. I think some of the settings and locations are incredible. I think the story's really nice, and the universe ending and having to reboot it, and the whole thing with the crack being answered, and then obviously it wasn't answered because then later it's Gallifrey. But for this bit anyway, for now, it's resolved, and no, I don't think that's done really nicely. It's not for me. I know it is for me. I really like it, but it's not one that I want to really rewatch that much. Same, honestly, I'm gonna put these in C tier. Series 6 definitely is not my series. I really don't care for most of the episodes in Series 6. I think the Silents are an incredible villain. I think, honestly, this is an incredible two-parter. But again, it's one I don't really care to rewatch. I think on a first watch, yeah, this is a brilliant watch. But am I like, oh, yeah, I want to really rewatch the Silence two-parter at the start of Series 6? Not really. I think, every now and then, yeah, sure, we'll look into it. You get Jim the Fish, the introduction of Jim the Fish, the legendary character, but I just something about them I don't like. Same with this. I actually kind of prefer that one because it's got Hugh Bonneville and we stand Hugh Bonneville. This one, really good. Peak fiction. I love the Doctor's wife. I think the Doctor's wife is incredible. I think the TARDIS coming to life and speaking to the Doctor, being in a human body, I think is incredible. It's got Michael Sheen in it. I really, really love that one. These two, honestly, I haven't watched in a long time, but I remember not really liking them that much. Same for A Good Man Goes to War. I just don't really care for it. Or Let's Go Hitler's funny. It's going up a couple ranks just because of the line, Rory, take Hitler, put him in that cupboard over there. It moves up a few ranks just for that alone. Closing Time. I do like Closing Time. Again, it's alright. Same with this one, A Girl Who Waited. It's alright. It's not the best episode of Doctor ever written. It deals with a few nice themes of, we have to pick one. This one's, But, yeah. Same with this one as well, actually, the God Complex. Those were some really cool themes and themes of belief and religion and fear. And, I think it's a really cool concept. I'm going to put it in A, actually. I think it's a really, really cool concept. Again, it's not really one I care to rewatch. Closing Time, again, very, very guilty pleasure of mine. I can acknowledge this is a very, very, honestly, quite terrible episode of Doctor Who. But it is a guilty pleasure of mine, and I like it. This one, genuinely, E tier. I do not care. I do not care for this story. I think it's really long and boring, and it just doesn't hold my attention. And yeah, and I just don't care for it. Silent of the Daleks, again, I think it's alright. It's not really one I care to rewatch, but it's not bad. Right? It's alright. It's a solid C tier. It's a pass. Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, I'm putting it in peak fiction. Now, I don't care. I don't care about the rules. This sort of falls into the same place as Unicorn and the Wasp for me. Well, I can see it's not the best episode of Doctor Who ever made. In fact, it's probably not even a very particularly great episode of Doctor Who. But it is very much a comfort episode for me. It's fun, it's silly, it's interesting, it's a comfort episode. And I enjoy it for what it is. So, there you go. Same with A Town Called Mercy. I adore A Town Called Mercy. I think it's such a cool setting. I think Doctor Who should do a Western setting more. I can't believe we haven't had a Western set Doctor Who episode since 2012. That is kind of crazy. I adore that. I just Carla Jex and the whole Carla thing and that war between them and it's just beautiful. And the Marshal, and he says, you're both good men, you just forget it sometimes. That is such a good line. I love it. The Power of Three. Now, a lot of people hate the power of three. Again, for me, I'm putting it in A. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. Shoot me. Shoot me, you know? It's fun. I love Rory's dad. That's also partly why Dies wasn't spaceship is that high. I love Brian. He's amazing. We stand Brian. And it introduces Kate as well. We get Kate introduced in this episode. I think it's a really fun time. Again, the ending is genuinely awful. But the rest of it is a really fun time. I do not care for Angels Take Manhattan or whatever it's called. I really, genuinely do not care for it. Oh, Amy and Rory die. Yeah, I know, but the rest of the episode is literally so boring. I do not care for it. Same for Bells of St. John. It's just kind of boring. Not much is really going on. I think, you know, it introduces the Great Intelligence or Grand Intelligence, whatever the hell he's called. But it's just... or reintroduces, I should say. I just don't really care for Bells of St. John at all. I really like his new costume. The purple, I think, I love Matt Smith's Doctor in the purple costume. But again, it's just not really for me. Now, Rings of Akaten, I think, is peak fiction. That song that girl sings is incredible. Rest now, my warrior. I really like Rings of Akaten. It would be incredible if it was just the Doctor's memories killed the sun and Clara didn't fucking turn up with that leaf going, I'm Clara Oswald, I'm the impossible girl, I have a really important leaf. You're not fucking... Okay, I understand that Clara, you know, they made it so Clara makes the Doctor steal the TARDIS in the first place and blah blah blah, this and that. But you're not telling me she is more important than he is. No, not on my watch. Cold War is an interesting one. And it's going to go in A, I think. I don't like that you see the Ice Warrior's face, but I think other than that, it's really, really high tension, and he could strike at any moment. I think it's a perfect way to reintroduce the Ice Warriors. I think the characters are really good. The setting of being on a Russian submarine in the middle of the Cold War that's ready to go nuclear at any minute is a really nice setting. The only time we see the sonic screwdriver with the red setting as well. I just found a lot of enjoyment out of that episode. Hyde, same story for Hyde, really. Is it the best episode of Doctor Who? No, not really. But it's a beautiful story. It's got really high tension. I really like it. Now, Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS is genuinely atrocious and one of the most boring episodes of Doctor Who I've ever seen in my life. Crimson Horror. I'm putting it in A. I don't care. Guilty pleasure. You can't even see because off the screen. Guilty pleasure of mine. And I just really like it. Crimson Horror, I think, is great. I think it's a great, fun story. Again, it's a very standard Monster of the Week episode of Doctor Who. I really like the sort of thing with her daughter that she's experimented on and made her blind and then lied to her about it. And she, you know, wants to keep experimenting on her and all that other stuff. I think it's really nice. I really like it. You know what? I don't care. I really like it. It's a very solid episode of Doctor Who. Awful. That one, I don't even know what it is. Oh, that's the one that I can't even remember this. I can't even remember it. It's the one where the Doctor goes to Trenzalore and he's like, oh, Trenzalore and this, that, the other. Genuinely can't remember it. I can't. So, there you go. That's where it's going to have to go. Deep Breath. Where do I put Deep Breath? I'm putting it in C. I think this was a solid episode of Doctor Who. I recently rewatched it. I'm doing a rewatch. I'm going through a rewatch right now, which is why I've rewatched a lot of them recently. Deep Breath, I think, is a good episode. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's so long. I feel like it's like an hour 15 or something. You could have fit the story it's trying to tell into an hour, and I think it would be so much better. It does just go on for a long, long, long time, and that doesn't really interest me that much. Into the Dalek, E. Robot of Sherwood, it's alright. Again, it's a sort of comfort comedy episode. It's not amazing. Listen, it's going to go into S. It's not going into peak fiction, but it's going into S. I really enjoy Listen. I think it's so terrifying. I love that it doesn't actually answer the question of, is there anything there at all? It doesn't answer that question. and they end up on Gallifrey. They end up on Gallifrey. They go back to Gallifrey, and then Clara says, "Oh, promise me you never look up what you want." And then Missy says where Gallifrey is, and obviously the Doctor doesn't know they were ever on Gallifrey because and if he'd had looked up where they would have been, he would have known where Gallifrey was. Ah, it's beautiful. I love this, and I love how it ties into the finale. Time heist, not amazing. Guilty pleasure. Shoot me. Same with the Caretaker. Guilty pleasure. Honestly, same with Kill the Moon. I'll put it in B though. It's a guilty pleasure. It's not amazing. It's not even really that good. But it's just fun. It's just fun. It's just a fun story. It's just fun. When do people become allergic to fun? Mummy on the Orient Express is peak fiction. I love Mummy on the Orient Express. I love that you get 66 seconds to live. That's a great theme. There's a great story to tell there, and that evil grandma that dies, and then and the Doctor puts it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no, you really didn't like her, did you?" And, he's like, "You weren't being paranoid. She really did poison your pony." I think it's great. I just think it's a great story, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Same with Flatline. Flatline. I'm gonna put in. B. I enjoy Flatline a lot. I think it's got some good tension to it, some good characters to it. I think the monsters of 2D entities which exist in a 2D world, which are entering a 3D world, but they, maybe they don't understand that people can't exist in 2 dimensions, and they're just trying to study them. They don't understand that it kills them, or are they actually bad? Aren't they? I really enjoy that concept, and I do enjoy it. I just don't really like Clara that much in it. Next question. These two, I really like. They're going in S. Dark Water, Death in Heaven. I think that's the name of the episodes. Genuinely can't remember episode names. I like them. Shoot me down. They're fun. The reveal of Missy is really good. It's a shame Michelle Gomez now supports J.K. Rowling. But it's just really fun. They're really fun, and Kate comes back, and the Cybermen are cool. Don't really like that they can fly, but the concept's cool. That whole thing with Danny, and he turns into a Cyberman, and he's sort of fighting against, these emotions, and there's some really great stuff going on there. And the Brigadier shows up at the end, and he saves his daughter. It's beautiful. And then, Kate says in one of the episodes, "Oh, his one goal was to get you to salute him," and he's like, "We should have just asked." And then it was him when he's obviously a Cyberman, and he saves Kate, and he salutes him. It's beautiful. You know what? Again, shoot me down. I love this 2-parter. I recently watched it the other day. I think it's great. I think it's great fun. It's just fun. You've got the Doctor wheeling around in Davros's chair, and you've got Missy poking him in the eye. But then you also have that really good, touching moments between the Doctor and Davros, and when Davros opens his eyes, and he's like, "Oh, I wish to see the sunrise with one last time," where he's like, "Let me look at you with my own eyes." And there's some really, really good discussions the Doctor has with Davros. I really like this, and I don't care what anyone else says. These two, again, I just rewatched these as well. I find a lot of enjoyment out of this 2-parter. I don't think it's peak. I don't think it's quite peak fiction. Again, I'll put them both. They're next to these two. They're very similar stories, to be honest. These ones, where it's very much a base under siege, and you have these monsters that are inside of the base already, and you need to contain them. But I really do enjoy Before the Flood and Under the Lake and Before the Flood. I think that's what they're called. And the time travel aspect of it, and how there was a list of names, and how it was reverse engineered, and you only knew the list of the names because the ghost said it, and it's just the whole thing with the paradox there, and who really came up with that list of names. And he said, "Oh, well, we put us in that order, so your name was next, so I'd sort it out." And that guy's like, "Oh yeah, Clara's the next name. Of course you can do something now. But this person that I loved has just died, but you didn't do anything to stop that. You wanted to test your theory." I think it's just really good, really solid stuff. That one's fine. That one, ass. Now, the Zygon 2-parter. This is how far I've got up to my rewatch when I'm recording this. Is the Zygon 2-parter. I'm going to put them in S. Again, that speech is incredible. Really, really high tension in this one. The tension in episode 1 is really, really high, and I really do enjoy that. And episode 2, you've obviously got that amazing speech, and is it peak fiction? Maybe not, but is it really, really good storytelling and a really good thing that there are these Zygons and they just want to exist in their true form, and they're having to be humans so they fit in, but they shouldn't have to be humans to fit in. They should be allowed to be whatever they want, be themselves. I think it's a really good thing. I think it's a really good story that's being told with this two-parter here. I can't even see what's going on there. I don't even know what that episode is. Oh, that's Sleep No More. I can't remember Sleep No More. I haven't rewatched it in a long, long, long time. I haven't watched it since it came out, to be honest, I don't think. I can't remember it. Face the Raven, again, I can't really remember that one either. It's been a long, long time since I rewatched it. I'm excited to get up to it when I'm doing my rewatch. Maybe my opinion on it will change. I remember not really liking it that much. It being, it's got some really good stuff in there, but it's, I remember watching it when it came out and being a little bit bored by how long it was. So yeah, that's good. Now, Heaven Sent, potentially the best episode of Doctor Who ever written. No comment. Hellbent, I like Hellbent. Shoot Me Down, I like Hellbent. It's got some definitely questionable stuff in it, don't get me wrong. It's got some definitely not super great character stuff in there as well, don't get me wrong. But I just find enjoyment from it. Shoot Me Down, Kill Me, the pilot, I love the pilot. I think the pilot is peak fiction. I think it introduces Bill really well, and it's got some great comedy between the two of them. And the water girl is really creepy. Heather, I think her name's Heather. She's really creepy. And I remember I sort of fell out of love with Doctor Who for a little bit. You have Return of Doctor Mysterio, and when Series 9 was coming out, I didn't really enjoy it when I was first watching it. Although I was like 10 at the time, or 11. I was 11. Well, yeah, 10/11 at the time. So I was sort of falling out with love with the show at that time, and then I watched this one. I was like, oh, okay, I love Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. Now, Smile is a B tier episode. It's kind of air. I really like Thin Ice. I think Thin Ice is a really fun little story. I think it's got some good thing. The Doctor punches a racist in the face. I mean, can you really beat that? No, you can't. Knock Knock. Same story with the Knock Knock. I really like it, and I really like the tale between her and him. I think there's a really nice story going on there, and the comedy between the Doctor and the uni students is great. Someone's playing a song. They're like, "Oh, do you know who this is?" And he's like, "Do I know who this is?" "Yes, I know who this is." And he's looking through the phone. He's like, "What is going on?" Or he's like, "Little Mix." Or is that Bill's got like a playlist of Little Mix, like Little Mix, and the guy's like, "Oh, you like Little Mix?" And he's like, "Well, clearly, look, she's got a whole playlist of it." I think that's really fun. Oxygen. I don't know what the general consensus on Oxygen is, but it is genuinely one of my favourite episodes of Doctor Who of all time, and I don't know why. I really love Oxygen. I think it's telling a beautiful story about capitalism, and it's very, very on the nose with the messaging it's trying to put across. But I really enjoy it. I love Oxygen, and no one is going to change my opinion ever. I think it's a great story. Now, the Monk 3-parter, I haven't watched in a long, long, long time, so I'm going to put them in Can't Remember. I remember enjoying them at the time. I remember thinking, oh, 3 parts is really long. I feel like they could have cut it down to 2. I feel like they didn't need 3 parts. But honestly, I can't really remember them, so I'm not going to say anything. Empress of Mars is a solid A, I think. It's good. It's a good episode of Doctor Who. I can't remember it too much, but I remember enjoying it. I remember enjoying it. I think it's a fun episode of Doctor Who. And when they shoot the people and they all turn into like spaghetti and tangle up, it's a really, really nice looking effect. I think it looks really good. It's a really cool effect. And also, it's pretty creepy. And to be honest, I just like it. I like it. Eaters of Light, I can't remember. Now, World Enough and Time and the Doctor Falls. Again, for me, two of the best episodes of Doctor Who ever written. They are so good. I think World Enough and Time is definitely the better half. But it's so well done, and what happens to Bill and all this other stuff. I adore this two-parter. It's directed beautifully, shot beautifully. The only bit I don't really like is it's sort of weirdly blue some of the time in the second half, and they're outside, and clearly it was filmed during the day in the sun, and they were like, oh no, it's actually supposed to be gloomy and in the night, and they just make it they just tone it blue, but you can still see the lights and the highlights and the strong shadows cast by the sun. I just don't think that really looks great. But the actual episodes themselves are so nice and beautiful. Okay, now we get on to the 13th Doctor era. And genuinely, I can't remember the vast majority of them. I haven't rewatched any of these since they were broadcast. So, I'm gonna put a lot of them and can't remember. Ghost Monument, I remember actually hating Ghost Monument. I haven't rewatched Rosa. I don't even know what that one is. Oh, that's Arachnids in the UK. That's the one with the Pating. I don't even know what that one is. The Doctor's jumping off to a death somewhere. Kablam. I can't remember. I really can't. Witch Hunters. Witch Finders? Witch Hunters? Witch Finders? I seem to remember semi-enjoying that one. I think that was alright. I can't really remember it, though, as I say. I don't even know what's going on in that picture. I'll be honest. That episode is genuinely awful. Chris Chibnall wrote it in one fucking take. Okay, I remember some of this series. Spyfall Part 1. I think it's a B tier. Spyfall Part 2? I'm also going to put B. Now, there is that slightly questionable thing the Doctor does with the Nazis. But apart from that, I think it's just fun. Again, this is one of those fun things. It's basically an exact copy of this one, of Last of the Time Lords. Basically a one-on-one copy. But it's a fun story, that one. Next question. In fact, we need an Orphan 55 tier. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Orphan 55 F. There we go. Orphan 55 now has its own tier where it lives. I remember quite enjoying that one. I think I'm gonna put it in C. I haven't rewatched it since it came out, so I can't fully remember it. But I seem to remember finding some enjoyment out of Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, and Future of the Dune I remember actually really quite liking. I'm gonna put it in A. I haven't rewatched it since it came out. I remember really quite enjoying this one, so it's going in A. That one, I only know what episode of Doctor Who this is because she's got her arms tied up like that, and her sonic screwdriver is in her pocket. She opens her hand, and it flies up into her hand like she has the Force. Awful. I don't even know what that one is. I can't remember, and I can't remember, and I can't remember. This one, I can't remember. This one I liked. I'm going to put it in A. I really enjoyed it. I can't remember what it's called, but I really enjoyed it. I love the look of the Sontarans in this one. I can't really remember a lot of it, to be honest, but I remember enjoying it, and that's the important bit. Now, I can't honestly remember the rest of Flux. This one is actually really good. I'm putting it in S. Village of Angels is a really, really, really cracking episode of Doctor Who. I think it's the best 13th Doctor episode, without a shadow of a doubt. I think it's just a really, really nice, good episode. It's got some great themes. I haven't rewatched it in a long, long time, really since it came out, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to get to it in my rewatch. All I remember about this one is they make a big sign out of chalk that says, like, Doctor or something on it. I can't remember that one either. These are just behind-the-scenes photos, so I'm not going to do anything with them. Star Beast is okay. The ending is genuinely one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life, but it's alright. It's an alright episode of Doctor Who. It's fun, it's lighthearted, it's silly. Wild Blue Yonder is incredible. Wild Blue Yonder is peak. Wild Blue Yonder got me into a full sense of security that we're about to enter the new golden age of Doctor Who. And then obviously, we didn't. Wild Blue Yonder is, I love Wild Blue Yonder. I think it's so creepy. I remember watching it. I remember being there. I remember laughing at some of the effects when the when his mouth just falls down. Oh no, it was my arms are too long, and they hung up their arms. And I remember at the time I was watching it, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching? But it's so creepy at the same time. It was so funny, and I was laughing at it, but so creepy. Whoopsies, I didn't mean to do that. I really like the giggle. Shoot me down. I love the giggle. I think it's fun. I think it's silly. I think it's serious. I think the By Generation is stupid, is the stupidest thing in the world. But I think it's fun. I think it's a really good episode of Doctor Who. Okay, we have a special. I don't know why we aren't counting specials now. We randomly are. Church on Ruby Road is good. I think it's a solid A. It's a good, fun episode of Doctor Who. The Goblin song, I know the whole thing off by heart. We got a baby, we can feast. We can dine 3 days at least. Baby blood and baby bones. Baby butter for the baby scones. Little baby feet, little baby toes. Every one of us wants a nose. Baby's had such very bad luck. Now into baby we will tuck. Eat the baby, add some salt. Bailey's barley powdered malt. Now baby's salted, she's a treat. Her destiny, it's time to meet. Baby we need. Baby we feed. Eat with our teeth. Better than beef. Baby so soft. Carried aloft, big brown eyes, caramelized. He's the Goblin King, yes, the Goblin King. He's not a myth, he's an actual thing. Here's the king, here's the king, here's the king, here's the king goblin. We love the king, we sing ding-a-ling, and we love his chin when it's wobbling. He likes to dine on coincidence. It builds and fills him up and hands. He can eat. Do 500 puppies with golden fur. Orphan boys with jet black hair. A circus clown with a red balloon. He can eat me. He makes me swoon. A golden bag with fur, king on high. Oh, little baby. Oh, little baby, say goodbye. Anyway, Space Babies is sitting in the Orphan 55 territory. In fact, Space Babies genuinely is perhaps the worst episode of television ever made. Devil's Cord? I think it's called the Devil's Cord. I didn't really like it. I don't think it's awful. In fact, I'm gonna put it a tier lower. I don't think it's quite on quality with Space Babies. Space Babies is awful, but I just don't really care for it at all. Boom is incredible. Put that shit in S tier, baby blue. We love Boom. Return of Stephen Moffat, the absolute legend. I forgot what this episode's called. 73 yards. I quite like 73 yards. I'm putting it in A. I think it's a fun time. I think it's a goofy time. I think it's a quite threatening time. I'm not really sure what actually happens or how it's resolved or what the actual ending of it is or what even the thing is. But I think the tension throughout is just so good, it doesn't really matter. Dot and Bubble, I think it's alright. I think Dot and Bubble is fine. I think the evil, horrible, racist people is a great twist. But uh, Rogue. I really liked Rogue, actually. I'm putting it in S. I thought it was really fun. The Doctor dancing to Kylie Minogue raises some questionable questions, considering she's in an episode of Doctor Who. I really enjoyed Rogue. I haven't watched it since it came out, but I really, really enjoyed it. In fact, I remember watching this before I went to work on iPlayer. I really enjoyed Rogue a lot. Some of these are weirdly duplicated, and I'm not quite sure why. Do we go straight to the finale? Jesus Christ, that series was short, wasn't it? That one was okay, I think. This one was really not great. Empire of Death was really not great. And then we got Joy to the World, which I think was fine. It's a B tier. It's fine. It's definitely not the best, but it's not the worst. Joy to the World it's fine. It's just fine, innit? And that's going to do my list, I think. Is that all of them? We've got Joy to the World, and then it just repeats that same series again for some reason, yeah. So we don't have Season 2 on there, but this is my list, so we got a lot of this sort of stuff lower. Honestly, a lot of it's kind of not really where I expected it to be. But here is my list of all of Modern Who, at least. And they're not ranked in order, so I don't think Dalek is the best episode of Doctor Who ever. They're in timeline order. But in their suitable places. Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think that's a reasonable list. Anyway, that took 51 minutes of my life. Thank you for coming along, and ta-ra.